All right, well, I'm honestly shocked by YouTube's response here. So, if you guys didn't see yesterday's video, I made a video talking about the fact that YouTube ads are getting ridiculous because YouTube is actually rolling out unskippable 90-second ads on YouTube TV. Tons of people were talking about it on Reddit, Twitter. People were like, dude, what is even the point of watching YouTube on TV if I have to sit through a 90-second ad? And it was all over the place. It was getting reported everywhere as well. All of the news outlets on Twitter and stuff like that were talking about the fact that YouTube tripled its unskippable ad length from 30 seconds to 90 seconds. And now YouTube has officially come out and said, actually, fools, you guys are idiots and you're liars, and we actually didn't do anything with the ad. I cannot believe that YouTube is actually dying on this hill. One of those news outlets that reported this on Twitter was Dexerto, saying YouTube has begun rolling out 90-second unskippable ads to their TV app. It's simply not worth it to watch YouTube on the TV. Team YouTube replied and said, YouTube does not have a 90-second non-skippable ad format. This isn't something we are testing right now. We're looking into this further. So first of all, for this statement to even be true, then that would mean that the screenshots that are being shown on screen by Dexerto, me, anybody else who has talked about this, like the thousands of Reddit users that have talked about this with all these different screenshots, YouTube is essentially saying that they're all fake. Because if YouTube wasn't rolling out this unskippable ad format, how do people have all these screenshots of YouTube having the skip in 90 plus seconds little image thing? Is YouTube trying to say that we all made that up, that this is all just a ruse from our part? Because again, if YouTube is saying that, that is quite a lot of fake screenshots out there. I mean, obviously they're full of crap, but let's just entertain it for a second. YouTube is actually dying on this hill and saying, actually, yeah, we're not doing that, and we're looking into this further. So they're claiming that it's a bug or a glitch. Really? You guys don't know what types of ads are running on your platform? We already know about the awful YouTube ads that are running on the platform themselves, like for example, the YouTube Shorts ads. Yes, what you're looking at right now is an actual ad on YouTube, and this has been the type of stuff that's been on YouTube for a while now. Just straight up nudity and salacious content, and it seems like YouTube doesn't do any type of like screening or whatever for the types of ads that end up on their platform. And you know, this word is overused, but man, I cringed so hard when I read this stuff. If you want to have a little cringe attack, go ahead and give that a read real quick. But anyways, yeah, so YouTube says that they're not actually testing the 90-second unskippable ad format. This isn't something we're testing right now. Are you kidding me? So YouTube also said that it's looking into this further, quote, though it's not particularly clear what that means in the context of this experience. Multiple viewers posted similar accounts, including practically identical images, right down to noting that the UI initially promises the ability to skip in 90 plus seconds. Exactly. So is YouTube trying to say that all those screenshots are fake? YouTube is either saying that we're all lying, or they're actually going to pretend like this is a bug and not something that they've been planning to roll out for a while. A representative for YouTube also reached out to 9 to 5 Google, which is the people that are making the article that I'm reading, to share the company's official response. So not only did they post that on Twitter, you know, maybe someone could have been like, oh, maybe the Twitter bot on YouTube is making a mistake or whatever. No, they actually did it to this article as well. They reaffirmed the same message. None of this so far specifically provides an answer as to why these reports began popping up this week if 90-second ad breaks aren't actually happening. If it's a bug, you'd think YouTube would lean in that direction rather than simply saying it's looking into this further. I totally agree. It's weird that YouTube didn't say like, oh, this might be a bug or a glitch or whatever. They just said like, you know, this isn't something we're testing right now, which again, that doesn't really make the situation feel better. What, you're not testing it right now, meaning what, you have this planned in the future? I mean, I for one think that YouTube is straight up lying. I think this is an actually intentional feature from them, and they're trying to pretend like it's not because they know how much backlash they would get for it. If it's an accidental rollout, well, that's not too far off from A/B testing. Frankly, I'm having trouble coming up with an explanation that doesn't imply some amount of work being done to experiment with this new format. We've asked YouTube for further comment on how these ad breaks began appearing in the first place if it's not something being actively tested by the company, and we'll update if we hear back. For now, if you spotted 90-second unskippable ads while streaming YouTube videos to your television, share your experience in the comments. We'd love to hear about it. And I echo that. I mean, tell me about it in the comments if you guys have experienced that as well. I'm sure you have, because tons of people on Reddit have as well. In fact, I was reading my own comment section of the video that I made the other day, and I was also reading my subscribers and viewers saying, yeah, I've actually seen these ads on TV too. It was really annoying. I actually just switched over to desktop or mobile to finish watching the video, whatever. So again, YouTube is implying, if not outright stating, that all of the people that are talking about the 90-second unskippable ads are lying. Shout out to this guy who wrote the 9 to 5 Google article, because I totally echo his sentiment. If it is a bug, why did YouTube phrase it in such a weird way? This isn't something we are testing right now. We're looking into this further, but what does that mean? What are you trying to imply? That this is some sort of fake news story, or that people are exaggerating or making up images? Like, I don't know what they're trying to imply. And if it is a bug or glitch, like we said before, why not just say, oh, this might be a bug or a glitch? And funnily enough, this actually isn't the first time that YouTube has directly disputed something that Dexerto has said. Obviously, I'm sure a lot of you guys know, they're like this online culture news Twitter Twitter page, and they also have their own website as well. You know, they've gotten some stories wrong before, but in the stories that they've been breaking about YouTube, most of them are correct. But for example, Dexerto, they call themselves the leading source for influencer streaming and gaming viral content. They have a lot of followers. And so a lot of times when they are making tweets about YouTube, I think YouTube actually sees it. So I made this video about 3 months ago talking about the fact that Dexerto made a post saying YouTube banned a creator for putting a business email address in a video description. Their moderation tools flagged it for, quote, directing users to another site. Once again, just like right now, YouTube actually went ahead and jumped in and actually said that Dexerto was wrong. Except 3 months ago, they took a way more aggressive approach where they said this is a false story designed to stoke fear for clicks. Dexerto didn't reach out to verify this before posting, so here are the facts. This channel was terminated correctly for violations that had nothing to do with their business email. The vast majority of content moderation decisions we reviewed on X have been correct. When we make a mistake, we own it and work hard to fix it. But again, with that whole thing, I mean, I guess they were able to dispute that story. And so I made my video talking about it, and I actually said that I believe YouTube is wrong because the person that they were talking about actually provided a ton of proof and evidence to actually suggest that they were telling the truth. And so what's weird about this specific situation is I've been seeing hundreds, if not possibly thousands of screenshots floating around of people having unskippable 90-second bumper ads on TV. So for YouTube to go ahead and basically say, oh, we're not testing this right now, or this isn't real or whatever, again, the implication there is that people are lying about this or faking screenshots. There are people here directly disputing what YouTube is saying, like this person saying, stop lying. I had one come up the other day. It's like YouTube is trying to gaslight us in real time because so many people have been going ahead and saying that they've been seeing these ads on their TV. Liar, I get them all the time. It's annoying. I just end up leaving and watching something else though. And this was actually a point that I made in my video the other day as well, where I said that YouTube ads just went too far because this was a video that I had made only about a month ago where YouTube had basically went ahead and rolled out unskippable bumper ads on TV that were minimum 30 seconds. And now a month later, they just so happened to triple it to 90 seconds now. They already just released a YouTube ad related update about a month ago, and they're not disputing that this one is real. So all of a sudden now this new one that people have been noticing, that one is fake. It just seems really, really weird from YouTube. And this is just like a pet peeve that I've had with YouTube for a while now. But for example, right, this article that was written by 9to5 Google, apparently YouTube directly reached out to them to go ahead and talk about this. But that's the thing, YouTube is on YouTube. I know that sounds weird to say, but what I mean is why don't you guys upload a YouTube video talking about this? Why don't you guys do a YouTube video where you go ahead and debunk some of the, you know, false things that the community might believe? I mean, this one, YouTube is just straight up wrong. I've seen so much evidence for 90-second unskippable ads. I just don't believe YouTube on this one. But for example, like with that other story that we were talking about, let's say YouTube was actually in the right for that one and they were actually lying about that whole email thing. Why don't you guys make an official YouTube video, an official tweet, something where you go ahead and show some evidence to confirm that you guys are telling the truth? Why is it so difficult for YouTube to communicate with their audience? I never understood why YouTube is so shit with communication. Viewers of mine already know about this conversation that I had directly with Team YouTube where they literally admitted to me themselves that they have awful communication. They said that we need to work on our communication and that they were actually considering sending me some of their public statements that they've made recently so I can go ahead and review them for them. But you know, they probably don't want me to do that because I'm a jerk. I'm just going to tell YouTube that they're full of shit. And that's probably why they rescinded the idea of possibly doing an interview with me or something. If like in November, a YouTube employee reached out and said, I do love the idea of an interview or something more real to creators, so may take you up on that. But they probably took a closer look at the videos and said, oh, wait, hold on. We're not going to be able to just pay this guy off and make him a shill for us. He's just going to keep criticizing us when we deserve it. 100% hear you on more transparency and communication. They're always talking about the fact that their communication is off, but then they do nothing about it. I told them this in November of 2025 that the entire community would appreciate more transparency and communication from them. But the only way we can ever hear directly from YouTube about these types of huge issues on the platform, they're either reaching out to 9to5 Google on an article that, you know, no offense, not a lot of people are going to see, or some post from Dexerto where they go ahead and talk about it and reply to them. Why can't you guys just make a tweet and say, hey, we've been seeing reports about 90-second unskippable ads. We want to blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Like, is that so hard to ask for from YouTube? It's just so weird. But yeah, let me know what you guys' thoughts on the situation in the comments. YouTube is implying, if not straight up saying, that these screenshots of these 90-second unskippable ads are fake. They're apparently saying that they are not testing this at all, and they're, quote, looking into it. Please leave a like in the video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe for more. See ya.